So who's in the mood for pizza? Some low carb pan pizza. Now I know that one of the biggest things that everybody misses on a low carb or ketogenic diet is pizza. Well, there are many varieties out there and you can make it in many different ways, but the way that I like to make it is in a pan. So let's make this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to add to our bowl is 2 tablespoons of coconut flour and 4 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take our fork and break up any clumps that we have. Now, the next thing you're going to want to add is 3 large eggs. Next, what you want to add is 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And 1 tablespoon of water. Now you want to beat the eggs in with the mixture. Now the reason that we're adding oil and water to the mixture is because coconut flour absorbs moisture a lot more than an almond flour or any other kind of flour. So if you don't want it to be as dry as it would be without it, just add additional moisture so that way it's softer and not quite as brittle and gritty. Next, we're going to add 28 grams of shredded mozzarella and 28 grams of shredded cheddar. So the reason that I'm adding cheddar as well as mozzarella to the crust is because cheddar is more of a sharper cheese, so it's going to enhance the flavor, but also it's also a firmer cheese, so that way it's not going to be as soft of a crust, so it will make it a little more firm and more and it'll be easier to pick it up and eat it like a regular slice of pizza. Now you can put whatever seasoning you want in it. I prefer a pinch of salt, a bit of garlic, and some black pepper, and a bit of Italian seasoning. Now you can use whatever seasonings that you like. These are just the ones that I prefer. It gives it more of an authentic Italian or pizza flavor. So those are the ones I like, but feel free to use whatever seasonings that you like to your taste. So next, what we need to do is just mix and combine the entire mixture. And there we have it. Okay, so now we're going to take whatever pan we're going to use and we're going to spray it with non-stick olive oil spray or whatever kind of spray that you like, and then we're going to turn our oven to medium high heat depending on your pan and your cooking surface. Okay, sorry about that. I had to put you down while I put the mixture in the pan because I couldn't hold the camera at the same time. So what we're going to do now is just spread the mixture around, and it's very loose to begin with, so it's very easy to move. So once your mixture is completely spread, you can give your pan a little bit of a shake and it'll kind of even it out. Okay, now while that's going, I like to put a lid on it. Now the reason I like to put a lid on the pan is because with coconut flour, how it absorbs moisture, it keeps it from drying out, it keeps the moisture actually in the pan, but also it will allow the crust to rise a little bit more, which you'll see in a few minutes. just let it cook. It probably takes about 5 or so minutes, depending on your temperature and your cooking surface. So really keep an eye on it, and we'll check back here in a few minutes. Now, as you can see, it's starting to rise up a little bit and get those bubbles in it, and that's perfectly normal. We're just going to let that go for a few more minutes, but that's looking like it's going right according to plan. Take a look. The bottom starting to get a nice little crust on there, so we're just going to let it keep going for a few more minutes, and we'll check back in. Okay, so now at this point it is the right color that I want. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add our marinara sauce, which is actually a 1/4 cup of the Great Value pizza sauce. It only has 3 grams of carbs, which is fairly low, I guess, for a pasta sauce or pizza sauce of some sort. So I decided to go with that. So we're just going to take it and just spread our sauce around. Okay, so now that our sauce is spread, we're going to just top it with 1 serving of mozzarella cheese, just 28 grams, and we're just going to spread that around. Now, we don't need a lot of cheese because there's a lot in the crust. We just need enough to hold the pepperoni and any other toppings that we have. So what we're going to wind up putting on there is 1 serving of pepperoni, which is 16 of them. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of black olives for that good extra healthy fat. And then I just like to add a little bit more Italian seasoning sprinkled on top. Not only for looks, but also for a little extra Italian flavor. So now what we're going to do next is we're going to take our lid and cover it back up so that it gets all nice and melty. Okay, let's check in and see how we're doing. Okay, that's looking pretty good. The pepperoni looks like it's starting to cook pretty well. And all right, we're just going to take it off now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take it off, bring it over here, and just slide it right out on the cutting board. And we're just going to let it rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. Now you're going to want to let your pizza rest for about 5 or 10 minutes, because that way it'll give the crust a chance to solidify a little bit and get a little firm, and so that way it's a little easier to pick up, but also so that way you don't burn your hands or your mouth trying to eat it. So we're just going to let that rest for a few minutes. Now this does serve 2. It's got great keto macros, which I will put those up on the screen along with the caloric and nutritional facts. On this, I will put the ingredients down in the description. So while you're at it, if you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to subscribe and leave comments on any other recipes that you want us to do. Okay, well, let's check in on the pizza. Oh yeah, that's looking good. All right, now we're gonna just cut this. The 8 pieces there. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, now let's see how we did. All right, let's take a look at the underside. Yeah, it's a little done. Could have come out a little bit sooner, but that's fine. I don't mind. Now, let's just see how it tastes. That's really good. I mean, I don't mean to sound surprised because I have made this before, but it's really good. So, if you want to enjoy this as much as I am right now, go ahead and give it a shot. The recipe is going to be down in the description. And then feel free to subscribe to come back for more recipe videos like this. See you next time.